Hi, I'm Trevor Rose-Hamblin with Old Irving Brewing Company. I'm the co-founder and head brewer here. We're located at 4419 West Montrose in Old Irving Park in Chicago, Illinois. I think the thing that makes Old Irving Brewing the most unique is probably our focus on not just our beer, but our service, also our food. Everything that we do in our kitchen, we pour over with just as much passion and attention to detail as we do our beer. When possible, we try to source everything locally. And when I say locally, I mean my yeast is propagated 2 blocks down the road from Omega Yeast Labs. I try to source my cans from a local purveyor. A lot of times I'm driving to these places to pick things up instead of having them delivered. And then I would say, our dedication to quality is always the highest it could possibly be. We pour over our beers, we make sure that they're absolutely perfect, and no job is ever done. So we're always trying to kind of tweak and perfect our recipes in the kitchen, our service to our tables and our guests, and of course our food and our drinks at the bar. Why we chose to be here in Irving Park is one, my business partner Jeff Linnemeyer actually has a home here. Some of our other partners from Folk Art Management Group are even on the same street. The LLC here is Trip Brewery because everyone is located on that Trip Street right down the road here. I've lived in this area for probably about 10 years in total. I've loved it, but I've always wanted a brewery nice and nearby. So we kind of stuck our flag in here. When we first walked into the space, we definitely looked around and we're like, this feels like a brewery. It was right off the expressway, which was convenient. We were right near a blue line. There wasn't a lot else here, which was actually kind of alluring, as we weren't really going to be dependent upon foot traffic. And we knew that the neighborhood was ready for something like this. So the people of this neighborhood are awesome. We love our local community. We knew that they were definitely the beer drinking types. So yeah, it just made a lot of sense to be up here. I would say, everything from the church right down the street, from St. Edward's chili cook-offs and us donating beer for that, to, St. Viator and the Old Irving Beer and Barbecue Challenge, which we participate in every year, or if it's, the local street fest we're throwing kegs at. I would say that we have a really, a really tight relationship with the people around here, and we really felt that during the pandemic, because I think for the first couple months when we were just doing carry out when it first hit, people were pouring out. And we had lines down the street of cars, and they were coming out saying, "We just want you here when this is all over." And so, we try to do a lot for the community, but it's really amazing to have the community then come back and tell them how much they appreciate us, and then show us. It was really heartwarming. So I would say we have a pretty good relationship with the local community. During COVID, obviously it's tough to be a small business. We've had to open and close multiple times now during the pandemic. I would say that while it was hard, I think we learned a lot about ourselves, and we've also had to pivot in so many ways in order to survive, that I think it's changed the dynamic of our business in a lot of positive ways. For one, we're packaging way more beer than we ever have before. We've really pushed our brew house to the limits in that way. It's actually freed up my time not having to, do so much with the pub, to be able to really focus on growing the brew house and growing our distribution channels. Obviously it's an awful time, but, during the pivot, I think we definitely found a window to which we could, survive during these times. And now we're just trying to figure out, how do we support other businesses, who buy our beer? Like, what can we do to be even more community oriented? So that's kind of our next goal and focus. Yeah, so we're actually featuring 2 beers at the Brew Fest this year. 2 of our kind of flagship beers. The first one is called Stella. So I did mention the train right down the road that we're so close to. The reason that Old Irving is the hub that it is, and that it has always been, was because of the rail system. A little station called Greyland really brought people to the neighborhood, really grew the community. This is kind of your pub beer. This is something you can drink every day. It's low ABV. It's called Stella. It's actually named after the founder of Old Irving Park's daughter, and it's a Kolsch beer. So a Kolsch beer is going to be an ale that's brewed like a lager from the Cologne region of Germany usually. This type of fermentation offers maybe a little bit of fruitiness, but nice, clean, easy drinking, everyday beer. The base malts here are Pilsner from Weiermann in Bamberg, Germany. This is where they're probably buying their grains also for the Kolsch's on that side of the world. And then there's just a little bit of Vienna. And then we've also got some Zuckersauser from Michigan and some Hallertau Mittelfrüh, which is more of a kind of noble hop, and then Hallertau Blanc, which is more of like a hybrid hop to kind of play on some of those fruitier characteristics in the beer. But this is your everyday crusher, Stella. We absolutely love it here at the pub. That's Stella. Sure. So in terms of food pairings, anytime I'm having a Kolsch, I mean, your go-to for anything that's kind of more German style is German food, which is kind of like the lowest hanging fruit. Some nice bratwurst. This is something you're generally going to have at like a barbecue or something like that. So something next to the grill is always good. But because of its light, crisp kind of qualities, you could pair this with chopped salad, a nice piece of fish, maybe like a lighter style fish, whether that's white fish that's been grilled or something like that is also very nice. Also anything fried. Beer is always friends with fried food. So that would definitely be the Stella pairings. So upon reopening, obviously, the safety of our guests and our staff is always, tantamount. So we're going to be following all CDC regulations to the T. And we also have sanitation stations pretty much at every corner of the tap room, which is going to be the only place that we're going to be open. So only 25 guests in here at a time with very good ventilation. We did just get all of our HVAC updated to make sure that the ventilation is running tip top. We also are going to be spacing everything out according to those measures, so everyone's going to be 6 feet apart. Everyone is going to be masked, and we do regular testing as well. We are open 7 days a week, starting at noon. We close at 10 p.m. Kitchen closes at 9 on the weekdays. On weekends, Friday and Saturday, we close down at 11. Kitchen closing at 10. And then we also, still for those folks who do decide to carry out or stay at home, we do offer delivery. So we will be delivering both our beer. You can do that through our website at oldirvingbrewing.com, and we will deliver beer and food to your front door. Or we will be doing takeout. You can come in and pick it up directly from us, and that's what we're offering right now. And obviously, as things carry on, we can't wait to welcome guests back into our home and in a safe and comfortable way. Obviously, the thing that makes us most excited about being a part of the Northwest Brew Fest is because we are located in the Northwest. We want to give back to our community, and we love talking to and serving the guests that occupy this area, as we are a local brewery and we care about our local community very much. The best way to connect with us is you can always talk to us on Facebook. We're really fast at getting back on Facebook Messenger. Info@oldirvingbrewing.com if you have any questions that you don't want to put on social media. We're pretty active on Twitter, Instagram @Old Irving Brewing. So yeah, you can find us all those places. Me and my business partner are always up late, so you can reach out to us anytime.